Right now, thousands of more housing units are needed to keep up with Madison's growing population over the next 2 decades. To look at the city's plans to make it happen. Plus, the Act 10 collective bargaining laws that passed under former Governor Scott Walker getting a new challenge in court today. And a crash early Memorial Day leaves 4 local teenagers dead and 1 left fighting for her life. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Well, if you're expecting anyone from the Milwaukee area tonight, they might be arriving later than expected. A crash in I-94 is blocking both directions in parts of Jefferson and Waukesha counties. WISC says the interstate is closed between County Road F in Concord and Highway 67 just south of Oconomowoc. That's about an 8-mile stretch of interstate. A crash happened at around 7 p.m. You can see emergency response vehicles blocking the road, directing traffic to the on-ramps. 3 hours later, it is still closed. As Madison grows, more housing is needed to keep up with the rise in population. City officials project Madison will add 110,000 more people by the year 2050. That's based on census data. Armand Rahman shares 2 city draft plans and what they hope to accomplish. Armand?
Eric, the last round of public feedback sessions for the City of Madison's final revised West Area Draft Plan and the first round for the Northeast Area Draft Plan began tonight. Both meetings were virtual, with the West Area meeting focusing on changes made in land use from the previous public comments and the open house last week. City staff said they're encouraging developers to look at a wider mix of apartment unit sizes and missing middle housing types like smaller multifamily units and duplexes. Some residents like that idea but wondered why the city staff can't be more strict with developers.
Sometimes if the city just says no to certain projects, it would not necessarily lead landowners or developers to reevaluate the project and propose something else that might just lead to nothing happening. And with the housing crunch that we're in, that is certainly something that needs to be accounted for.
The Northeast area, which includes Dane County Regional Airport, Madison College Truax Campus, and East Town Mall, was the subject of tonight's other virtual meeting. It covered the recommendations that will be shared at in-person public review meetings for those who won't be able to make it. And those meetings will take place tomorrow at Ryandale Park and Thursday at Sycamore Park, both from 5 to 8 p.m.
Armand, thank you. The Madison Mallards welcomed fans to the Duck Pond tonight for their home opener, and fans can expect to see some changes at Warner Park this season. There's a new video board. The playing surface infield is now artificial turf, and the Mallards have a brand new kids play area. Going to a Mallards game, of course, is about a whole lot more than just baseball. The team prides itself on being family friendly, and that means ways to keep the kids occupied from the first pitch to the final out.
We have an inflatable zip line that kids can actually zip line just like our mascot Maynard does before every game. We have a brand new inflatable obstacle course. We have a carnival game, all sorts of prizes that kids can win. And so it's brand new, it's fun, it's exciting.
Well, the Duck Pond also home to the Madison Nightmares, which is the city's new softball team, and they'll begin play next month. Storms passed through earlier, much quieter now. Meteorologist Jacob Madison with a first warn forecast. Jacob?
Yeah, we did see some of those storms roll through the area, but right now just seeing very light showers for only parts of our area, mostly to the east of Madison. Now, over the last 7 days, we've seen plenty of rainfall, and it's starting to get to the point where a few locations are seeing too much of it. We do have a few flood warnings and a flood watch in effect. So the flood warning is for a portion of the Yellow River in Juneau County, and the flood watch is for a portion of the Wisconsin River near Portage. So we are seeing some rivers and streams get a little above the flood stage because of all this rainfall. There's also a flood warning for a portion of the Rock River in Dodge County. Now, thankfully, the next couple days we will be dry, but more rain is expected early next week. Current temperatures are mostly in the 50s. A few locations further north have already dropped into the 40s. It is going to be a rather chilly night as lows will mostly drop into the 40s. A few locations may stay in the lower 50s, but especially north and west, it will be a little cool. But tomorrow is going to be pretty comfortable. Highs will be in the upper 60s. Plenty of sunshine. Still below average for this time of the year, but with very little wind and the sun shining, it's going to feel pretty nice tomorrow. And this is the case for Thursday as well, but I'll track our next chance of rain coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Madison police arrested a man in connection to an assault on an officer that happened at the pro-Palestinian protest on the UW-Madison campus earlier this month. Officers say a man pulled an officer down and tried to disarm her of her wooden baton on May 1st. That was the morning law enforcement moved in to break up the protests on Library Mall. That assault was reportedly caught on city surveillance cameras. Detectives found the man Friday night on Sheboygan Avenue on the near west side as he was pulling into an apartment complex. He was arrested for battery to a law law enforcement officer. Act 10, the union law passed in 2011, received a new challenge in Dane County Court today, but it could certainly head to the state Supreme Court now before a liberal majority there. Act 10 prevented public sector unions from collectively bargaining, except for public safety unions like police and fire. Now, that's the question that the judge tried to parse during oral arguments today.
Act 10 had as its stated purpose to assist with budget balancing. The truth is, if they only wanted to balance the budget, they wouldn't have exempted anyone. And I can only imagine that public safety employees, for the very reasons that WIAC and some others case law talk about, with the risks of their jobs and things like that, they actually might be a little more expensive when one thinks about it.
The lawsuit was brought by teachers and public workers, alleging the distinction of public safety workers in the law is unconstitutional. There was no ruling made today, with the judge saying a written order will come in the near future. A wrong-way crash in downtown Madison this afternoon left one person dead and 2 others hurt. Happened just after noon near where East Wash intersects with Patterson. The wrong-way driver reportedly crashed into an SUV. All outbound lanes of East Washington Avenue were closed between South Livingston and South Brearley Streets for about 2 hours. That crash remains under investigation. And that crash early yesterday morning in Dodge County left 4 local teens dead, another in critical condition. They have now been identified as current La Follette High School students and current and former Sun Prairie East High students. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office says 19-year-old Luis Gamillo, 18-year-old Alex Hernandez, 17-year-old Eric Gamillo Calzada, and 16-year-old Ivan Herrera were killed when their vehicle failed to stop at a stop sign, being struck by a semi. This was at the intersection of Highway 1660 and County Road Double T east of Columbus. Gamillo Calzada was an 11th grader at Sun Prairie East, while Gamillo and Hernandez graduated there last year. The Madison School District says Herrera was a sophomore at La Follette High School. Herrera's sister Joseline was the only survivor and remains hospitalized. New tonight, Janesville police arrest a man who they say killed a Chihuahua by throwing it against a wall. Officers responded to a home on North Parker Drive last night. They say 35-year-old Tyler Geffers had already left, but inside they found a Chihuahua with significant injuries. That dog was taken to an emergency veterinarian, but later died. Investigators say Geffers, who lives in Beloit, was involved in an armed incident in Illinois before traveling to Janesville. He apparently got upset while at a home and threw the dog. Geffers has been charged with mistreating an animal, causing death. 2 years ago, Wisconsin instituted a new system to track sexual assault kits as they make their way through testing, and it's proven to be quite effective. This tracking system allows survivors to track their testing kits and ensures transparency regarding the status and location of their sexual assault kit. The process of testing these kits can take time, but the system empowers survivors with information, giving them a barcode, allowing them to track their kit's progress, a number only given to the survivor, investigators, and crime lab analysts.
So that way, if you go online and find information about a kit, you wouldn't see whose kit it was. You would just see what barcode it was linked to. And so unless you're one of the few people who has that number, you're not able to get information about someone's kit. And so that's the way the system maintains people's privacy.
Well, since the creation, the tracking system has allowed over 3,400 survivors to follow their kits through testing. One of the largest public school districts in the Dallas area was closed today. Hundreds of thousands of customers are without power after yet another wave of savage storms hit that region. As Laura Aguirre shares, at least 24 people were killed in a series of storms over the weekend.
Parts of the central U.S. once again in the crosshairs of savage, destructive storms. Torrential rain and powerful winds whipped through the Dallas, Texas area early Tuesday, bringing wind gusts over 80 miles an hour and large hail to some areas. The widespread damage to some homes and businesses on par with that suffered over the past weekend from deadly tornadoes across that same region.
I have never prayed so hard in my whole life.
Texas was among the hardest hit with several fatalities and many survivors still reeling from other difficult losses.
We've lost cows, we've lost pigs, we lost one of our dogs. My husband's lost his horse.
Tuesday's new wave of storms also striking on primary election day in Texas, leaving more than a third of one county's polling places in the dark.
I signed a declaration of disaster as we have hundreds of thousands of customers without power.
More than 750,000 customers as tracked by PowerOutage.us, about half of those in Dallas County.
This, unfortunately, will be a multi-day power outage situation.
Critical infrastructure like hospitals and emergency response services will be prioritized for service before residential homes. The severe weather threat continues for Texas and parts of Oklahoma and Louisiana into the evening hours. Another 9 million people face a similar risk in the High Plains Wednesday, from northern Colorado up into North Dakota. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Pope Francis has apologized following reports that he used an anti-gay slur during a meeting with Italian bishops. The Vatican issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "The Pope never intended to offend or express himself in homophobic terms, and he extends his apologies to those who were offended by the use of the term." This comes after 2 Italian newspapers reported the 87-year-old pontiff made a homophobic slur in a closed-door meeting last week. During his pontificate, the Pope has sought to offer a more welcoming approach to LGBTQ+ Catholics. That includes offering the possibility that priests could give informal blessings to same-sex couples. School districts nationwide are struggling with a shortage of bus drivers, but one solution to the problem may surprise you. Coming up, how artificial intelligence is being used to make sure kids are getting to school on time and aren't being left at the bus stop. Stay with us.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Get an 11% rebate on everything. Now at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckload savings on items you need every day for everyone in your household. We have it all from big to small and everything in between. Get the power you need with Energizer, the #1 longest-lasting battery. Right now, pick up a 4-pack of Ultimate Lithium batteries for just $10.49 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
The nation's top call for action team is going strong at News 3 Now, with more than 160 cases closed and over $444,000 recovered. If you need help moving forward, call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10, moving forward.
As concerns over food insecurity continue in the Madison area, a coalition of several groups is launching a new campaign to combat the ongoing issue. Led by the Madison Area Democratic Socialists of America and Freedom, the Free School Meals for Madison campaign wants to abolish $235,000 in school meal debt that families owe the Madison district through a community-wide mutual aid fundraiser. They also want to create a universal school meal system by funding free school lunches for all students. Some other participating groups include Urban Triage and the Poor People's Campaign. If you'd like to join the campaign, you can do so at dsausa.us/school meals. Well, there's a major shortage of school bus drivers across the country, and now some districts are getting an assist from artificial intelligence. District 11 in Colorado Springs, for example, started the year hoping to hire about 110 bus drivers. only about 60 showed up, so they shifted gears and turned to AI. The company Hop, Skip, Drive analyzed the routes, and the district was able to cut the amount of bus routes by nearly half, supplemented by some ride-sharing services. The district boasts that over the year, this software has increased on-time arrivals and saved it more than $500,000, allowing them to boost driver pay and also protect the jobs of at least 10 teachers.
It looks at every vehicle available. So it's looking at buses, sedans, vans, and looking at each school and determining what are the most effective routes.
How long does it take to analyze a school district's needs?
It can run a first draft in hours and come up with something over the weekend.
Now, in terms of rideshare services that the district uses, their drivers are specially trained and have undergone rigorous background checks. They pick up students in outlying areas who don't have access to service from school buses. Changes are on the way for Chicago's O'Hare Airport as Mayor Brandon Johnson and the Department of Aviation there unveiled the design of the airport's newest terminal. Satellite Concourse 1 will include new gate lounges, shops, seating areas, and other amenities. 19 new gates will also be added as part of an extension of the C Concourse. The city's mayor says the expansion will help O'Hare continue to serve as a hub to the rest of the world.
This is a once-in-a-generation expansion. The modernization of O'Hare, which comes at an unprecedented time, it's an opportunity to show the bright future of the city of Chicago, particularly as the city of Chicago continues to lead the way of what these partnerships ultimately entail.
Now, the construction is expected to bring more than 3,800 jobs to build Satellite Concourse 1 with an expected completion date of 2028. The controversial double-level airplane seat design is back, only this time with a twist. This luxury version is designed for first and business class cabins, while the economy class concept featured 3 seats on the top and bottom rows. The new elevated class has just 1 seat on the bottom row, 2 on the top, and a couch-style configuration. Each row is designed to be secluded, private, and include the luxuries of elite travel, like a lie-flat bed and lots of legroom. The bottom seat design aims to create a private space that can be completely enclosed. Wireless provider T-Mobile is taking over most of U.S. Cellular in a deal worth nearly $4.5 billion. The package includes cash and assuming up to $2 billion of debt. T-Mobile will acquire U.S. Cellular stores and its customers, along with about 30% of U.S. Cellular's wireless spectrum. U.S. Cellular customers will be able to keep their current plans, or they will be able to switch to a T-Mobile plan. The companies expect that deal to close by the middle of next year. A new study suggests introducing peanut butter during infancy may help protect against peanut allergy during adolescence. British researchers looked at data from 500 children who participated as babies in another peanut allergy study. They found about 15% of those who originally avoided peanuts as babies had a peanut allergy when they were around 12 years old. But among those who originally consumed peanuts, that dropped to about 4%. The study's authors say that represents a 71% reduced risk of developing a peanut allergy. The study was published today in the journal New England Journal of Medicine Evidence. Time for another check of your first warn forecast. Here is meteorologist Jacob Madison. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. Before I get into the forecast, I do want to briefly touch on the tornadoes that we have seen so far this year. Now, on average, Wisconsin sees about 23 tornadoes. This year, the NWS estimated that there has been around 18 to 22 already, and we haven't even gotten to 2 of the 3 months where they are most common here in Wisconsin, which is May, June, and July. Strongest tornado this year, though, thankfully has only been an EF2, but we have seen EF3 pluses in other portions of the country, and we are still in the heart of severe weather season here in Wisconsin. So here's a look at the 3 things going forward. We're not expecting any severe weather for the rest of this week. We're going to see plenty of sunshine Wednesday and Thursday, but temperatures are going to be a little bit below average through about Friday, and then we are going to see some storms over the weekend, especially for the first half of next week. So taking a look at the current radar, all the rain right now is out in Lake Michigan. We did have some storms earlier, but we are looking pretty dry for the rest of the night, and then we're going to continue to be dry throughout the day tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper 60s. We are going to see plenty of sunshine and very little wind, so these 60s will feel fairly comfortable. And as we look at our next chance of rain, that is expected to come possibly Friday, but definitely looks like we'll see some rain on Saturday. So here's a look at Friday's forecast. We're going to see cloudy skies, but if you notice, the rain is kind of just lingering out in Iowa and Minnesota. It's not really going to enter our area until overnight Friday, but likely going to start out Saturday with some showers, possibly a few storms. But considering these are happening in the morning, the severe weather risk is looking pretty low with this line of rain. And then it will clear out by the later afternoon hours, and we should be dry by Saturday evening before more rain is expected for the beginning of next week. Now, total precipitation from Friday into Saturday's rainfall will only be at about a ½ inch at most for areas south of Madison. And considering we've had some places receive almost 5 inches of rain the last week, this is not going to be a huge issue. Now, looking specifically at the precipitation chances over the next 7 days, will be dry for tomorrow and Thursday. As we look at the end of this week, though, we do have that small chance of rain. Better chance of rain will come Sunday and Monday of next week, and temperatures are also going to be a bit warmer during that time, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do see some severe weather. But at this point, we do not have any alert days in the forecast. So upper 60s tomorrow, near 70 on Thursday, a little bit below average. Average highs around 74 degrees this time of year. We'll be right near that for Friday and Saturday, near 80 for the start of next week. And then, as I mentioned, we also could see some thunderstorms during that time, so possibility that we could see more severe weather for the beginning of next week, and the thunderstorm chances will continue through the end of the week as temperatures remain pretty consistent from Sunday going forward. We'll have high temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s. So definitely get out and enjoy the weather these next 2 days. It's going to be very calm compared to what we have seen the last couple of weeks and what we certainly are going to see next week possibly, where we could see more severe weather.
And coming up in sports, the Brewers came up clutch in the bottom of the 9th. But what went wrong in extras against the Cubs? The answer is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. A celebration of Italian food, culture, and fun. Live music, cultural exhibits, children's entertainers, and a pasta eating contest. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
This is where all your dreams come true. You are the Moulin Rouge!
Madison's most spectacular night out is Moulin Rouge, the musical. Winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The New York Times calls it dazzling, gasp-inspiring. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful. Performances begin July 9th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's cut to the Zine logo before I do some sexy, overdramatic ending, huh? Zine. Always local, always free.
Ride a chip.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Right now, get 2-for-1 windows and no interest for 1 year.
Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feltco.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. Music performances on a concert stage by Joe Scalisi, John Lucino Band, Purple Veins, Jerry DiMaggio, and VO5. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
Not a warm welcome back yesterday for Craig Counsell in his first appearance back at AmFam Field since leaving Milwaukee for that other team in Chicago. But it's a welcome the former manager knew was coming. His reaction to all the boos was, quote, "We laughed about it." Well, the boos were still there, but not for that man. Ninth inning, Brewers down a run, but not if Willie Adames has anything to say about it. He rips one to left to score Christian Yelich, and we would head to extras. But in the 10th, the Cubs put on a clinic in the batter's box, scoring 5 runs to win. Brewers fall 6-3, the final. Well, in case you missed it last night, here's what happened to the Mallards in their season opener. 9th inning, tying run at the plate, and the Express center fielder drops the ball. Or so everyone thought, except the umpire. He called the drop a catch, so it's an out, and the game would end on that play. Crazy night. The Mallards, though, would win tonight's home opener 18-10. Well, let's kick it. Oregon hosting the Clinton-Turner Co-op in a Division II regional semifinal, and the Panthers got off to a fast start. Olivia Miller dribbles through 2 defenders, and then rips one corner pocket to put the home team up 5-0 6 minutes into the game. And Oregon wasn't done. Not even a minute later, the Panthers were on the attack again. This time, it's Cameron Lang sending one into the back of the net as Oregon advances to Saturday's regional final. We'll be right back.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Crescent Edges and Holland Pavers are just 49 cents each. A bag of clay sand is only $2.48. All Bonnie plants are on sale. Plus 11% rebate. And 16 by 54-inch tomato cages are $3.99 each. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals. Plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
Blackberry Smoke. Live in concert. Be Right Here tour. Saturday, July 6th at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss Blackberry Smoke live.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 Best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Tonight on The Late Show.
I was waiting for that to come up. I was thinking, what is Stephen going to say about this?
Colbert's got Jen Psaki tonight on CBS.
Well, we do have some breaking news, an update on that crash that we told you about on I-94 near the Jefferson-Waukesha County line. Authorities are now saying it was a deadly crash. 3 vehicles were involved. 1 person was killed, 2 others hurt. An initial investigation says an eastbound vehicle left the road, crossed the median, and struck westbound traffic. About 8 miles of I-94 between Concord and Oconomowoc remains closed as authorities there continue their investigation. And that was an area that probably got a little bit of rain, looks like, throughout the evening tonight. We had some spotty rain out of the Mallards game. They had to deal with some raindrops this evening as well. Final check of the forecast, though, moving on out.
Yeah, the rain is pretty much done. We do have some lingering sprinkles east of Madison, but otherwise we're going to see dry conditions for the rest of the night. It will be a bit chilly further north and west, especially as lows could drop into the middle 40s. Most of our area will see lows between around 45 and 51 degrees. But then tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty nice one. A little below average. Highs will be in the middle to upper 60s, but we'll see plenty of sunshine and very little wind, so that may cause the temperatures to feel a bit warmer than they actually are. So definitely get out and enjoy the weather Thursday as well, because we are going to see more active weather next week, and we've seen very active weather over the last week or so. So we'll definitely take these calm days and enjoy them. Even Friday, it does look like we are going to be dry, just a small chance of a shower or storm. Saturday, we could see a chance of storms, especially early. Looks like we'll see more consistent rainfall for the beginning of next week, as temperatures will continue to warm up as well. We'll see highs near 80 for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And with those temperatures and the storm threat, wouldn't surprise me if we do have some severe weather, but at this moment, too much uncertainty to put out an alert day, but we'll keep an eye on them. But as I mentioned, the next couple days, very quiet and overall pretty nice.
Those overnight lows in the 40s this time of year are a little chilly, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 10, folks. Have a great night.